So now we're going to be doing the elimination method. Equations must be in standard form. You have to determine if you're going to use addition or subtraction to eliminate one variable. If not, do you need to multiply one variable by -1? Do you need to multiply one equation by a positive or negative number so that they can have the same coefficient? Okay? So let's go ahead and go to this. We're going to do these first three, and then you'll do the next three, and then we'll do slide 4, and you do slide 5. Okay? All right. So right here, rewrite the equations so that they are in standard form. Okay. The first equation means that we need to have the 2y to be on the same side as x. So if I'm going to move it, remember we have to change signs, so that'll be 2y, -2y, and that's 12. Then we go on to the next one. We have 3x. We're going to move the -2y, okay, over to the other side, and that'll be plus 2y. And we're going to move the -4 over to the other side. But you know what? I think it would be easier if we move the 3x, and we'll have -4 equals -3x minus 2y. But now it's not in the right order. So I need to change the order of that, okay, because I need to flip it around. I'm just going to move the equal sign and everything over. You know what? Nah. Let's do it the way that we were doing it, because this is going to just be, it's going to be too confusing. All right, we'll move it like how we had this. We had to move the -2y to make it a positive, and we'll move the -4 over to the other side to make it a +4. Now I'm going to highlight what we're looking at. We're looking at the -2y. And the reason is because both of these, that's not a good color. Let's do yellow. Both of them have the same coefficient, and it has different signs. Okay? In order to eliminate something, they have to have the same number, but just different signs, because they need to be able to add to 0. Excuse me, or subtract to 0. So we're going to take the cursor and we're going to move it to addition, because if I add -2 plus 2, I'll be able to get 0. All right, here, standard form has to have the x in the front. So it'd be -x plus 3y. All I did was change the order that they were in, and I leave the 6 alone. And the next one is still going to be the same because nothing's wrong with it. All right, so now we're going to highlight the variable that they have the same coefficient, which would be x and -x. Now, because they have different signs, that means that all I'm going to do is add, because that would let me get to 0. All right, here I have -3x plus 5y equals 10. The only person who needs to move is the 10, and when I move it, it changes signs, so it becomes a positive. For the bottom one, I need to move the 2x, and I need to make sure that it goes in front of the 5x. So -2x, because it was a positive, and I'm changing it to a negative because I'm moving the side. So it's 5y equals 15. When I highlight the ones that are the same, that have the same coefficient, which would be the 5y and the 5y. But I can't add two positive 5y's and get 0. I'm going to have to subtract that. I'm going to have to subtract that bottom equation from everybody at the top in order for me to be able to cancel out. All right, so you're going to do these two. What I'm going to help you with is rewriting them, and then you have to tell me if it's going to be addition or subtraction. Okay. So for the first one, we're just going to change the order of the two things and leave 12 by itself, and the bottom one is okay. So I need you to be able to highlight and determine, are you going to add or subtract? Here, the top one is okay because the x is in the front. Remember, standard form has ax plus by. All right. All I'm doing is just flipping this around. So -2x plus y equals 5. You need to highlight and tell me, are you going to add or subtract? Last problem over here, 9x minus 2y is okay. The bottom one, oh, I'll put too many 2's. All right, bottom one, we need to switch it around. So -4x minus 2y is equal to -32. So now you need to figure out, highlight which one variable they have in common because they have the same coefficient. And then tell me by looking at the signs, are you going to be able to add or subtract to be able to get that to equal 0. All right, we're going to do these. We're going to make sure that they're rewritten. Okay, the only one that's not rewritten is this top one and this bottom one over here. So over here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add. So I'm going to see if there's any way that we could have a plus sign here. Should be a shape. Here it goes, plus. Do a plus sign right here, just to say that we're going to add. And why are we going to add? Because the y right here and this y right here have the same coefficient in different signs. So I'll be able to cancel that and get 0. So I'm going to do tab to write underneath 1x plus 2x is 3x. We already said that that's going to cancel out with the y. It's going to be equal to 0. So we put the equal sign. And 2 plus a negative 8 is going to be a negative 6. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to put on my glasses because I can barely see. We're going to highlight this part right here. And we're going to do the underline because we're going to divide. I'm going to divide by 3. Let's enter. We're going to say x is equal to negative 2. I'm going to go back and plug it into whichever one I want. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one because it has a plus y and I want to get a positive y. So 2 parentheses negative 2 plus y is equal to negative 8. 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 4 plus y equals negative 8. I'm going to have to add 4 to both sides to be able to get rid of that negative 4 by doing the opposite, remember? So y is going to be equal to negative 4. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. So my answer is going to be negative 2 because it's the x, comma negative 4. Let's go ahead and go to this one. Alright, let's go to this one right here. Alright, can't do anything because they're not on the same thing, so we're going to do negative x plus 3y equals 6. All I did was change the order of the first two, just moved around their signs. And x minus y is equal to 0. We're going to use addition, and I'm going to put a plus sign in front of there. And we're going to use addition because this is a negative x and this is a positive x. So if I add them, I'll be able to equal 0. So I'm going to underline this whole thing right here at the bottom so we can say, hey, we're adding the two things. So I'm going to skip the 0, the x, because that's going to give me 0. 3 plus a negative 1 is going to be a positive 2y. And then 6 plus 0 is just 6. I'm going to underline these two because that's going to be my division. I'm going to be dividing by 2. Okay. Because that's the coefficient of the y. So 2 here. Oops, I forgot to get the underline off. I'll undo that. Take the underline off first. Space 2. Space 2. Okay. Y is equal to 3. All right. I want to get x. I'm going to do the bottom one because it's the easiest equation. There's no numbers in front of it or anything. So x minus 3, because there's no coefficient in front of the y, so it's just minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to add 3 to both sides to get rid of the 3 on the left. X is equal to 3. That means my ordered pair is 3, comma 3. X and the y. Okay, let's look at this one. The top one is fine. The bottom one needs to switch around, so negative 2x plus y equals 5. All right, now I notice that they both have a plus y. That means that I'm going to have to subtract. So I'm going to have to put this in parentheses, and put the minus sign on the outside. All right, so I'm saying 6. I'm going to do this on the side so we can see. I'm going to say 6 minus a negative 2. Okay, that's a double negative right there. So that's going to give me 8. We already know that the y's are going to cancel out. because 1 minus 1, we're going to do negative 3 minus 5. That's going to give me negative 8. All right, so we're going to draw the line, underline here, so that we know, hey, press enter, and we go under here, and it's going to be 8x positive equals negative 8. And we're going to divide them, so we're going to underline both to show that that's division. I'm going to put 8 underneath. Make sure you take the underline off. 8. 8. X is equal to negative 1. I'm going to use the bottom one because it already says y minus 2x. So y minus 2 parentheses. Now I use parentheses because I had a 2 in front of it. Negative 1 equals 5. Y plus 2, because that's 2 negatives, equals 5. We're going to subtract the 2 to move it to the other side. That's the opposite of addition. Y is equal to 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. My answer, and I'm going to have to move this up a little bit, ran out of room. My answer is going to be negative 1, comma 3. The x and then the y. Move this down so we're all in the box. Alright, so there we go. Okay, this is just me showing you how to do the math for the subtraction part. Okay, I just noticed all I did was take the coefficients. I didn't do anything else. I just took the coefficients with it. Okay, all I did was bother with the coefficients. I didn't take the variable. Alright, so you guys are going to do these 3. Okay, you're already on your own, and then check with us. Alright, and then this is your grade. Let us know if, hey, can you check this before I submit it kind of thing. You can do that. All right. Bye.